Something we're looking for as we walk through is sort of tasting both the first clusters on the shoot and then the second cluster on the shoot. Here's a good example. You would expect the first one to be a little bit farther along. And as they go through and do the fruit drop, they'll dial that in based on the thickness of the cane, how many leaves are available, because that determines sort of the photosynthetic capacity to ripen the fruit on it. Trying to find that balance of making sure the ones are ripe and all the way there while the twos aren't too underripe.
Yeah, and they've found really good balance at this vineyard across the board. We basically give them the directive. We walk the blocks multiple times a year with Lee and Kelly, who are the owner and vineyard manager, and we'll give directives like no touching clusters, de-wing, drop all fruit on short shoots, and they'll go through and they do that, and they do a beautiful job with it. And the result is you just get these really beautifully balanced fruit loads within the canopy, and it's just sort of like, it's kind of textbook. In fact, Hudson is only about a 10-minute drive from the winery, and I think we're here less than most of our other vineyards just because they do such an impeccable job of farming it. So now for us, it's like a lot of places we're finding fault and finding like, oh, they should have done this, or we'll try to do this better next year. And this, it's sort of like, oh, this is great. This looks really good.
Do a nice job with shading too.
Yes.
We want a little bit of sun to help to ripen everything, but at the same time, too much sun and you burn out all those great sort of volatile, precious aromatics that makes Syrah so pretty.
And it is something we do here compared to other, that's a little different from other wineries that get fruit from this vineyard, is we actually encourage more shade in the canopy because of that very thing that Cody was saying, and that we want to preserve as many of the aromatics and sort of some of the more peppery components that are retained in the skins. And sometimes the more traditional Napa sort of have everything incredibly clean and not a single leaf within any bit of the cluster. Actually, it doesn't do you much in the way of favors when it comes to developing really sort of like traditional Syrah aromatics.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not trying to ripen out pyrazine at this point.
No, and
It's
frankly, we also
Syrah.
aren't trying to get this to 28 bricks. We want to pick this at 24 and have it retain freshness. And
this looks a little green and pulpy still.
although a little sweeter.
Yeah.